No, one is not enough. The three is pump.
When Doji graduated from the University of Professional Studies 3 years ago, he had hopes of getting a job as a teller or work at the back office just like any ordinary graduate. But despite obtaining a second-class upper degree in banking and finance, the closest he has come to working in his life is during his national service. Doji has rather been faced with frustration and disappointment. We first told his story when he was in his second year. Since infancy, Doji has been battling with multiple disabilities. He is unable to walk normally because of an injury to his legs, back and hand. He labors to breathe 50 meters into walking. We told him of our coming, and as it appears, he was ready to receive us.
You're looking so well.
In fact, it's quite difficult after the national service. I depend most of my brothers to and few friends to help me out. In case the situation where they are not around, it's extremely difficult.
Doji has resolved to prove after his days in school that disability does not mean inability, but his Achilles heel has been a society where few employment opportunities exist for persons with disabilities.
It's one of employers. I'm just an employee applying for a job. So this question must be directed to the employer to explain why this situation is happening. But you know, disability doesn't mean you are inability. You understand? So I can't really tell much about that. You understand? The fact that somebody disabled disability of physical challenge doesn't mean that he has nothing to offer to the world. I mean, everybody is created with something. We have something to offer to the world, no matter how small it is. We have to give the opportunity to express ourselves.
Interestingly, Doji did his national service at the Michelle camp, and one of his colleagues shared with us his perception of him.
I met Doji when I was doing my service at 1 p.m. Doji is a very hardworking guy and punctual to work.
Sadly, his classmates have all managed to land jobs.
Doji is very hardworking, and I thought by now he will be working, because in school we had no doubt that though disabled, he could do everything any of us could do.
Doji is a serious student. He's an intelligent guy, very hardworking. He's a team player. He's fun to be with. There's never a dull moment with Doji. I am currently working with the Savings and Loans Company, but it's so sad to note that this young gentleman with all his academic prowess has not gotten a job up till now.
The Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations said employers must look beyond Doji's physical challenges.
We need to get government to put in place relevant policies that will help to create the opportunities that will help employers disability friendly. We need to intensify the awareness on disability issues so that persons with disabilities will get the opportunity in the job market.
According to the United Nations, in developing countries like Ghana, 80 to 90% of persons with disabilities of working age are unemployed. It is the reason the Sustainable Development Goals have clearly highlighted disability and persons with disabilities. Goal 8, for instance, stresses the need for countries to promote inclusive economic growth, full and productive employment, allowing persons with disability to fully access the job market, while Goal 10 emphasizes the social, economic, and political inclusion of persons with disabilities. Ghana's President Akufo-Addo knows that these strategic goals must be pursued with urgency.
We do not have the luxury of time when it comes to the pressing challenges of poverty, climate change, youth unemployment, and the myriad of issues that confront the continent. The challenge in achieving the SDGs is indeed significant, but I have ample cause for optimism.
That optimism will include Ghana's ability to ensure full and productive employment and decent work for all. And so for Nyavo Doji, one of the most important things on his agenda, on his list this new year, is to get a job. That is his New Year's resolution. And whether or not corporate Ghana would look beyond his physical disabilities and offer him a job, time will tell. For GH1 News, Daniel Ni Lati.